Presenting like this is a big part of our videos. Now, we've experimented with different lighting setups and there's a few that we really like. So we thought we'd share with you how we create these setups. We don't like to shoot on green screens when we're presenting. Firstly, our studio isn't big enough to light it correctly, and secondly, we've got some pretty cool things on the walls, so why not use them? We have 5 main setups here at the Film Look. The Film Look Standard, the Film Look Standard Blue, Windows Setup, Sit Down High Key, and Sit Down Low Key. We have gaff taped T positions on the floor so we know exactly where to stand for each setup. Let's start off with the Film Look Standard setup, this one here. It wasn't the first setup we had, but once we tried it out we liked it so much that it became our standard Tuesday presenting setup. So this is how it's done. Firstly, the background. Rob's collage of Instagram photos gives the shot a blast of colour. Our shelving unit has a bunch of cameras we've collected or retired, and it splits the frame in half. To get the moody look, we block out the window and start lighting from scratch. We use a softbox fitted with a set of 5 115 watt bulbs placed behind a frosted shower curtain to create a really soft skin balanced light. This is set to 5500K, matching the colour temperature setting on the camera. For some colour difference, we used a diffused can light above our heads using a warm household bulb set at 2700K. This is used as a hair light as well as a background light. The main thing to remember with this setup is to soften the light as much as you can. With the light being so close, it needs to wrap around the subject. Spotlighting it like this doesn't look so great. Next, we have the Film Look Standard Blue. We altered the Film Look Standard setup to add a blue accent to the shot. This is to match the colour design of our series coming out soon called the Indie Film Sound Guide. In replace of the softbox and shower curtain, we use a China lantern fitted with a single 115 watt bulb, and the colour temperature of the camera is set to 5500K. The can light up in the corner is gifted a blue gel to really sell the blue accent. The household bulb has also been swapped with the 115 watt bulb. Since this setup is more stylistic, we placed a DIY anamorphic adapter in front of the lens, which creates some nice soft lens flares and changes the shape of the bokeh from circular to oval. To complement the blue light, we use a 160 LED kitted with an orange gel positioned down below and facing forward. This gives us blue and orange lens flares on either side of the frame. Finally, we use a reflector in front of the subject angled up from the floor to fill in some light under the chin. Next, we have the window setup. We've got this 9-foot Victorian window, which is great for presenting because it lets loads of light in and it's got these really nice symmetrical frames. Because of the vast amount of light coming in, we have to stop down the exposure with an ND filter to keep the sky from blowing out. As this severely underexposes the subject, we have 2 softboxes on either fitted with 5 115 watt bulbs each. We position these as close as possible to the subject without it getting in frame. We also use a reflector in front of the subject angled up from the floor to fill in some of the light under the chin. Finally, we have the sit down setup. This setup is used more for our Sunday show, the Film Look Vlogs, and is pretty straightforward. 2 softboxes fitted with 5 115 watt bulbs each, one in front, one in the back, both angled at 45 degrees to create some nice shadows, some fill and edge highlighting. For a low key version, we get rid of the softboxes and instead place desk lamps on the table behind. This is the setup we used for an episode of Story in the Can with me and Rob both in shot. The lamps have been diffused using greaseproof paper and are tilted slightly towards us for an edge light. We're going to be doing some question and answer sessions on Facebook Live in the next few weeks, so if you want to get involved, ask some questions, whether it's about filmmaking or just in general, head over to our Facebook page and give it a like to get notified. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next week.